Good morning, everyone. Oh, I got poofy hair today, Lesley.
You've got energetic hair today. I like it.
Oh, I like that way. Okay, I have energetic hair today, and you're outside. I can hear the birds.
I am. It's not a bad morning.
It's nice. All right, so today, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe so that you can follow when we go live, and we have teaching opportunities for you, or learning opportunities, I should say. Today, we want to talk about why it's really important to have an interior design pricing strategy for your business. As a matter of fact, we just were talking about your pricing strategy before we went live, right? How we have a policy that we stick to. We have our hourly rate, we have our consult fee. If we choose to charge that, which I always recommend, then we have the way we price. And we have to figure out, everyone has to figure out, is your pricing profitable? Are you doing it the right way to make you the money you need to make for your life and to attract the clients that you want or maintain the clients you want and not work for less than you're worth? I mean, this is probably the biggest problem we have seen in coaching, is that people are not charging properly to sustain a business.
Yeah. And then, you don't have enough to cover your expenses. You can't do the above and beyond for clients. You feel stressed when you have to send a client gift because it's coming out of your operating budget. I mean, there's so much to be said about undercharging and how valuable it is to charge your worth so that you can deliver an exceptional experience to your clients.
Right. And I'll even say, forget about your worth if you want, right? Forget about what you're actually worth. What do you need to run a profitable business? Period. Like, you can't grow if you don't have money to grow, unless you're going to borrow money or insert money into your business, right? Which I've never done. I started my business with $300 when I was an art consultant in my basement, grew it to a profitable business, raised my prices where I could keep some money in the business, put some money out so I can support my life. Yeah. And that's how it has to roll. You have to have enough money to keep in your business so you can hire a bookkeeper, an accountant, a coach if you need one or want one. Go to High Point,
hire photographers. I just had a shoot this week, and that stuff is not cheap.
Oh my God, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Right? But you need the money in your business to do these things. So I know you have many stories of, over the years, changing your pricing model, trying new things, which I think is common and normal. And I want people to experiment, but tell everybody a story or two of when you've underpriced and what you're doing now.
Well, I mean, I started out being just straight hourly, which a lot of us do because we don't know how to estimate hours. And I definitely made money that way, but I can tell you it was so nerve-wracking sending invoices every month because I hadn't prepared the client for what the investment would be. And projects would often kind of fizzle out because people just got tired of paying design fees they weren't expecting. Clients have no idea what it costs to do this business. So I definitely was under-earning in that capacity. I have also done complete flat fee that includes installation, implementation, all that stuff. Unless you are charging a number that makes you want to gag, it's so high, you are not likely charging enough for flat fee. And I can tell you, I've used your amazing free profitability analyzer that's in the Business Building Boutique. Mm-hmm. And there are some jobs where, I might be $150 an hour, but when all is said and done, over the number of hours I put in versus revenue, I'm making like $75 an hour. Like, it really isn't profitable. And it's easy to think you're making money unless you're analyzing afterwards and going, okay, wait, something has to change here. Like, this is why I feel stretched every month. This is why I feel like I can't afford to hire. This is why I'm feeling anxious about business expenses, or can I go to High Point? Can I afford a trip? It's because you're undercharging. And like I said, I've tried straight hourly. I've tried straight flat fee. I'm the person that after almost 18 years in the industry has either seen everything or done just about everything myself. So it is very eye-opening to realize you're undercharging, and humbling. Like, it sucks because we all put so much.
Oh my God, I know.
Work hard. We take on so much for our clients, which we are happy to do. And when you start to actually make the money that you are worth, it's a game changer. This is the beginning of the month. I went through my February financials yesterday, and I was like, oh, like, this is good. Like, I already had a nice cushion in my operating fund, and now I can put thousands more in there. I'm like, okay, there's something to this. Pricing right, and using tools like the Key to do that has really changed things for me.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to put together a pricing tool for ages, and I've in my head put it together, 10 times. And then when we brought you on board, it was like, okay, now together, let's do this. And we created what I think is an amazing product, whether you charge hourly,
Yes.
a flat design fee, variable project management fee, which is what I recommend, or you eventually know your numbers well enough, which I'm okay with too, if you know your numbers well enough to convert to flat fee.
True flat fee. Yeah.
Right. And really understand what it takes on average for designers to do different jobs. Now, if you're less experienced versus more experienced, that is related usually to your hourly fee, right? But the number of hours it takes you to do things, there's often a common denominator across the board on average. Like there's a starting point.
Yes.
So the key gives us, like you and I put together all of our brain power and all our years of experience and say, you know what, it takes about this amount of time to design a living room if you're doing everything.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll say we get a bit of pushback from designers. Oh, I don't take that long to do it. And then they actually, it's like, oh no, I guess, once we factor in meetings and travel to the meetings and a round of revision. Oh yeah, I guess it does take that long. We're like, yes, that's what we're telling you. Like, that's why we're all undercharging, because even we designers who have been doing this it doesn't always click what it actually takes. Like, yeah, you might be able to crank out a room design in 3 hours, say. You can find your sofa, chair, pillow, boom, boom, boom. That's not all that is involved in doing design. There is client interactions, there's contractor meetings, coordination, phone calls, there's site meetings, there's travel, these numbers, they're starting points too. And they're, if you're doing custom and adding more detail and drawings, like they're going to go up from there. But this is what it takes, full stop, to do it right and to be profitable.
Yeah. And I think the biggest benefit is it's giving the designers who are using the key the guts to stand in their power, not be as fearful when they're presenting to the client, because it's actually giving them a better understanding how every freaking text, if you're accepting text, is taking your time, and every communication, like you said, with coordination and vendors and this and that, there's so much that goes in. The clients don't understand it. So almost refreshing the designer's memory every time when they're doing an estimate, like, yeah. And now I have the knowledge to, when the client pushes back, I can say, well, let me explain to you a little bit about what goes into this, and feel confident about that, because you're not alone. You're not overcharging. I mean,
you're not.
Solopreneurs sit there and go, am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? Is this the right way? Is the client going to push back? Are they going to get upset? Are they going to move forward, or are they not? And the key with the 1 hour training that we give them gives them a lot of information, way more than just the key. We give really basically my whole pricing model. And
it's an entire coaching session in with the key, which I think is so valuable.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you bring up the key, and I'll hide us, but we'll keep our voices and just run through a little bit of what it can do. Let me bring it up into the stream. Everybody be patient with me. Let me know you guys can hear us, please. Someone say, yes, we can hear you, because I haven't gone on Facebook itself.
Okay. And Nancy, I can't see you anymore, so guide me with your voice to walk.
Okay. So I'm going to hide me. Can you hear me?
You disappeared for a moment. I think you left by mistake.
No, I didn't. I just hid myself. So I'm going to hide myself and keep you on the screen with the key, and let's see if that works.
I think it actually made us not live for a minute there, Nancy. It looks like it shut off the broadcast. I'm not certain though. So if anyone on Facebook can comment and let us know if they're still seeing us, that would be great.
Somebody just gave us a like. I'm not seeing any comments, but I am a little confused myself, because it does show we're live. Let me go on Facebook quickly and we should be able to hear each other when we just have the key on the screen, and that didn't work properly.
Yeah.
So let me try hiding myself, and then you were live, but no sound, it said. Okay. Is there sound now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, but I'm looking at the viewers. I want to know if you were live, but no sound. So you are. You're live again, which means live again. Okay, good. We're live again. I'm going to try hiding myself. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to hide. I'm just going to turn off my camera and see if you can still hear me. Okay. I can hear you as well. Okay, hold on. Can you still hear me, Lesley?
I can now. Thumbs up.
Okay, so I'm going to now hide you, and then we're going to ask the viewers if they can hear you while you share your screen. I know. Sorry. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Hold on.
We're all figuring that out too. We don't know everything.
Okay, can you still hear me, Lesley?
Yes, it looks like we're still live now.
Okay, good. All right. So why don't you just give a quick preview of the key and its benefits, so people who are unsure whether they want to invest in this, they can see what it's like.
Okay, so when you get the key, not only is there that hour-long training video, which I recommend you start with because this is confusing if you don't know what this is about, but basically in the key, which is a spreadsheet, you can get it. It comes in Google, Excel, and I think Numbers as well.
Yes.
You want to go in the Start Here tab for obvious reasons. We've got some clear instructions in there. The high-level things you need to know, this little box over here that says Start Here, there are 4 pieces of data you're going to need to input, and that's going to do a lot of the work for you in the calculation. So your hourly rate, I put in 200, your freight and white glove percent. If you are looking for a number, I would say 15 to 20% is an average. This would include, shipping from, this is assuming you're ordering wholesale.
Yes.
Shipping from, your vendor to a receiver, the white glove service, the delivering, the unpacking, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I use 18%, and I find that's a pretty safe number right now. But just like with hours, if you have data from past projects, look at your own numbers and see where you might be landing. It might be higher depending on where you live or the kind of projects you're doing. It might be a little lower. But as a starting point, we see 15 to 20% is kind of an industry average right now.
Yes.
Sales tax on services, depending where you live, you may have to charge tax on your design services themselves. I do not where I live. And your sales tax rate on goods, when you're selling the things, where I live, it's 8%. So these are my actual numbers that we're working with right now.
Cool.
Once you've got this put in, Nancy, which do you want to start with? Decorating, full service, remodel?
Let's go to full service.
Okay, that sounds great. So say you have a brand new full service decorating project. You're going to want to go to the full service decorating tab. And you will see in here, it gives a little high level about what it is. Full service design, no construction, with procurement, delivery, and styling included. So we have it broken down into 2 different phases, the design phase. And here's the description of what that includes: conceptual and detailed design. And again, you can read all of this in the key. Mm-hmm. And then project management. So those are separated out because we recommend flat fee for design, because that is where you have the ability to make good money and there's a lot more control over the process.
Correct.
Implementation, project management, that is the Wild West. Sometimes things go according to plan. Sometimes things blow up in your face and you spend twice as long as you thought you would. So this is why we like to provide clients with an estimate of hours, but it is not a flat fee. And I have gotten burned hard by doing flat fee on implementation before.
Yeah, and I think a flat fee can work really well once you know your numbers and you're doing a full home. Agreed. But it's much harder to do a flat fee for 1 or 2 rooms and not anticipate all the shit that could go wrong and that you don't want to go back to the client and ask for money. So, that's why I recommend a variable project management, but with an accurate estimate from the beginning to the client, so they know what to expect in that stage, at least.
Yes.
And then you can decide how often you bill them in advance so you get paid before you do the work.
You got it. So let's say we're doing a 1-room living room for this sake. I'm not going to get into remodeling because that's a bit of a different animal.
Yes.
So we have a living room. Industry average is about 25 hours for concept and detailed design. That might sound low to you. That might sound high. Again, if you know your own numbers, that's important. If you don't know where you're starting, we found 25 hours is pretty standard. And that includes, a concept design meeting, a detailed design meeting, 1 round of revisions like that. Again, you're probably going to do the design much faster than 25 hours. This allows for all that. Let's say we're doing a living room and this says no customizations. Say we know we're doing a big wall of built-ins. Maybe we make that 28 hours to accommodate a few extra hours for drawings. Mm-hmm. Historically, we've also found, and you guys might be surprised at these numbers, the implementation hours are often just as much as the design hours.
Yes.
So let's say, we've got living room implementation. So this would be site visits, coordination of orders, purchasing, tracking, arranging deliveries, styling day, that kind of thing. And because we have a large built-in, I'm also going to say 28 hours because that's going to be more accessory shopping and more time on site. So that starts it off. And you'll see that anywhere on the spreadsheet in this sort of pale yellow is where you input your own data. Now, in this last column, it is the furniture and decor estimate. So, for my business, for example, we have a $25,000 furnishings minimum per room. So let's just use that as a round number. This is where, if you don't know your numbers of where you think this project will land, we also include the good, better, best guide, which is an amazing document we have that will help show you sort of where things fall at different price points so you can get a decent estimate put together. And I will tell you, this is all you need to do. This is all the work you need to do to get this design fee. So the magic happens at the bottom. You can still hear me, Nancy?
Yep, this is my favorite part. I'm just watching along with everybody else.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so at the bottom here, you will see everything is subtotaled. And this is the magic section. So for design, total hours is 28 at $200 an hour. That means my design fee is $5,600. And it even breaks it down to what you collect as a 50% deposit for each of those pieces. So I know for design, it's $2,800 to start, and the balance is due 3 days before the conceptual design presentation. Project management hours, and you'll see this is EST, estimated project management hours, estimated fee. My services don't need sales tax, so we are estimating the project management fee to be $5,600. Furniture and decor estimate, $25,000. Receiving and white glove fees, and it says for X months. That's important that you know how many months is included. Many receivers charge monthly. After a certain time, they charge additional storage fees. I think I include 3 months in my quotes to clients. There's sales tax on goods. So you can see that $25,000 actually ends up being around $31,500 once you factored in tax, delivery, shipping, receiving, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yep.
And then you've got this big, juicy number. Here is what it's actually going to take to do this living room. $42,700.
And that's when everybody panics. How do I present that?
Yes. And then one other fun thing, we know a lot of designers do want to do flat fee. So this is really just for internal reference, but you can start to track these project over project. If you happen to know the square footage of the space, let's say this is a 250 square foot living room, it will let you know what the project is per square foot, including your design fee and furnishings.
Now that is just so you start to learn in your own practice what your estimate per square foot. So if you find over 10, 15 jobs over a whole year, you always seem to come in at, let's say, $170 per square foot for a furnished living room, decor only, you can possibly in the future switch to flat fee based on square footage. But if you're seeing a lot of inconsistencies, that gives you a lot of information to start figuring out why. Is it 170 at a good, better, or best furniture investment level? And these are the kinds of things I want everyone to learn. So just jump over to the remodel tab just to show quickly. So this just basically goes through the pre-remodel planning, which takes a lot of hours before the contractor can get started, and then the design selection of the furnishings, and then the project management, and then go to a new build.
There's an even additional phase here because there's just more needed to do this.
Yes. So just read them, that top column on the purple, which is the first phase of pre-construction.
Yep. So if you're doing a new build, we have found the most effective workflow is starting with pre-construction planning. This is really meeting with the client, architect, builder, redlining plans, permitting, reviewing all the drawings, creating proposed furnishings plans so that you know that walls and doors are going to work for how the clients are going to live. Yes. And that's something that it makes so much sense in new construction to do that. And then the pre-construction design is picking all the fixtures and finishes, the stuff that's going to be attached to the house the builder needs to get started.
Right. Okay. So, and then just scroll down, show them the bottom, the magic, the yellow is where you enter your data. And in the bottom, we break everything down so you can then go to a Canva template that we provide. We're not going to show that. I'm going to bring us back up on the screen. But listen, you guys, if you are struggling, let me bring you up first and then me. If you are struggling to price out your jobs and feel confident when you're pricing them, the key can make it a lot easier for you. I remember the first time you used the key.
It was bananas. Like the design, it was the highest design fee I had ever proposed. And they said yes. And then it happened again. I had another project and I used the key. And I want to say the design fees came out at like 19,100. And then I was kind of like, oh, should I go down to 19? I was like, no, if they're going to pay 19, they'll pay 20. And I proposed 20 and I got it. It was like,
now, what do you
now
think
I'm
the difference was? Why did using the key
I had the, well, I had the key helps me have that paper courage I can stand behind. I'm not pulling numbers out of nowhere. I'm not guessing as to how things might look.
Yes.
I can literally, like, these are calculations, these are formulas, these are based on my experience, they're based on industry averages. I mean, Nancy, you've got what, almost 10,000 designers in your Interior Design Business Forum Facebook group. I've coached dozens of designers one-on-one. Like, we are very connected in this industry, and shared with a lot of people over the years what things look like. And that the key is the confidence I need to actually send the proposal for 20,000 instead of making it 14.5, because I think that's more palatable.
Absolutely. And you know what? From a personal standpoint, out of everything I've done in my career and the coaching I've done and the people I've helped make more money is, you know, I can't even keep track at this point, but I'm the proudest of this product, believe it or not.
It's phenomenal. And I mean, I helped build it. I am tooting my own horn, but I've been looking for this for years. I have paid thousands of dollars for other coaches, programs, courses, and they're a good starting point, but there's always been something missing.
Yes.
I really think the key is the most comprehensive pricing tool out there.
Oh, and we're adding a couple of more things to it. And anyone who's bought it will get those updates automatically, because there's other calculations that just help you get a handle, like how much is just the furnishing per square foot, not the whole design fee, right? Yeah. And what was the other calculation we were adding? Something about the hours. I can't remember, but every time one of my clients makes a recommendation, like, can we add a total to this column so I understand that better? We then take that information, we go back to the key and we keep enhancing it. But oh my God, just as is, people are making so much more money.
Yeah. And I'm
understanding.
Proof of that, honestly. The last 2 jobs with the key were much higher design fees than I would have had the courage to stand by without that, for sure.
Right. So you know what? Pricing is a mindset, everybody. It's hard. It's if you're not your ideal client and you think, well, I would never pay anybody to do that. And I had that problem.
Myself. I know that. I can't afford me.
Exactly.
Or rather,
I afford me. When I was an art consultant and framing and accessories, I thought I am selling these people $10,000 worth of artwork. I would never pay that. I go to Home Goods and buy my artwork, right? It was like, felt so like I was doing something wrong in the beginning. And now that's why I worked through those imposter syndrome feelings that I wasn't qualified to charge this amount. And people would think it was ridiculous. Nobody will pay this amount. And guess what? The minute I got through the mindset stuff, which is what we help people all the time with in our Profit Insiders and my one-on-one clients, the pricing makes sense. Once you believe it, you can make them understand it. Right? So it comes where you understand your pricing so well that you're sitting there. I understand that you are spending a lot of money. I respect your money, but this is what it's going to take to do it right at the service level I want to provide for you. And when people are struggling to provide those little extras, you want to give a little gift or you want to take an extra visit, you get resentful with an extra text or an extra visit if you're not charging right. And then why be in business if you're going to be constantly angry, agitated, and resentful of your clients? Makes no sense, right? But everybody does it because it's a journey to get through the mindset of, I can charge this amount of money. And it is the right amount of money for me to make a profit so I can run my business and grow my business in the way I want it to be, to serve my life.
And when you are making money and you are more relaxed about your income, you're not feeling that scrambling feeling. You're a better designer. I'm crap when I'm stressed. I can't do the creative work that they are hiring me to do.
Yes.
This really frees you up to do your true best work. And it's not from a place of scarcity or struggle or like, you know, that feeling when you're all like tight and anxious, like a little squirrel, versus like, I'm good. I've got money in the bank.
Yes.
Spend an hour sitting here thinking about this project and letting things flow naturally instead of forcing things to happen. Money, income, revenue, profit in the bank completely changes how you show up in your business.
Yes. And that goes back to money mindset and learning to attract money in the right way. Because you're not stressed all the time. And I think you said it perfectly. When you're like, oh my God, where's my next job coming from? Then you're not focused on the job that you have. So my entire coaching practice is less clients, more money, but always charge fairly for what you're providing to them. right? We are not trying to screw the clients and just charge as much as we can. We are literally just trying to charge our worth, give them what they need at a high service level. And that's what the key can help everybody do. I feel like I saw a message come through and then it disappeared. But anyway, go get the key if you're struggling with the pricing. It is, I think we have it at $397. It is well worth it. You will make it back in one job if you
100%.
actually take mine and Leslie's advice and use it properly and get the guts to do it. Okay. And it may be a little bit of a journey for you, but the starting point is understanding your pricing. And this is going to help you do that. In all of my coaching programs, we start with pricing first, because how can I tell anyone to hire a social media person or hire a bookkeeper or go to High Point? Or, you know, we didn't even talk about really the profit on furnishings, which is another whole thing. But you need to make money in order to grow your business and have the peace in your life that you want. So we are promoting the key heavily because I really stand behind this. I just love this product and I see it helping so many people.
Yeah, I agree. It's, like I said, I've tried a lot. I feel like by this time, like I've tried everything. I've made all the mistakes for you. I promise you.
Listen, there's more coaches coming out every single day and they all have their pricing models. And there's a ton of great coaches and there are great pricing models out there. I feel like this is the one that's most comprehensive, that can be used no matter how you charge.
Yes.
Like I said, it can be used if you charge hourly. It can be used if you charge flat fee. It can be used if you charge hybrid model, which is what I teach: flat design fee, variable project management fee. This can be used regardless of your pricing model. And it gives you such good information. So anyway, you taught a great lesson on pricing. So anyone who's coming in late, go back and watch when Lesley shared the key, because she actually showed you a lot and is going to teach you a lot about how to price. And that was just a free coaching session right there. So I'm excited about this. So thank you, Lesley.
My pleasure. You know, I'm very passionate about this, and it's it's a hard journey, pricing and the mindset and standing behind that. But this is definitely a tool that helps you get into that mindset of, this is what it takes to do the project. Would you like it or not? It's, you know, at this point, some clients are going to say no, and that's okay. Because if you had just started hourly and not told them what it would be, you're going to get fired halfway through anyway.
Yeah. And so let's transition. Hopefully some of you who are watching on live or on replay will come see Lesley and I in High Point. We're going to be in High Point. What's the date? I don't even know. On the Monday. Let's see if I can.
April 24th, I believe, is the Monday.
Okay, April 24th, we're arranging in a showroom yet to be announced to have a pricing panel. Lesley will be one of the panelists. Wendy Wallace-Chuck will be one of the panelists, and Amy Termarsh will be one of the panelists. And I'll be moderating, and we'll be talking all about pricing and your journeys through the different pricing models, and where you land today and how it works. So if you're going to want to meet us live, we're going to do that pricing panel discussion. And then afterwards, we're going to kind of do a meet and greet. So if you can't make it to the panel discussion, but you want to come and meet Lesley and I, we're going to be there a little extra to meet you. So hopefully I will get to meet many of you in person, because it's hard to see people in these little boxes and
feel like Facebook heads in little circles.
Yeah. I remember, like, it was probably 6 years ago. I'm walking down the street in High Point and somebody was like across the street. They like pointed to me and they're like, Nancy? And I'm like, oh my God, I actually recognize you from your little Facebook picture. You know, we had a little, greeting. It was nice. It's nice when I get to meet people in person, and just see how they're doing, and they can ask questions face to face. It's just such a rewarding experience for us that I'm hoping as many people come as possible.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. All right, everyone, go have a great Thursday. Lesley and I will see you next Thursday for Thursday Thoughts. I have no idea what the topic will be, but if you're struggling with the pricing, please just check out the key. Click on the landing page link that we put in, read about it, see if you think it's right for you. This includes a pricing training, Canva template to submit your proposals to your clients, the actual spreadsheet itself, which is, like Lesley said, can be used in Sheets?
Google Sheets, Numbers,
and Excel.
One. Yes, Excel. That's it. We have all three formats ready to go for you.
So no matter what you use, you'll be able to use the key by downloading it to your own computer and then messing around with it yourself. So, but all the formulas are locked in, so you can't screw that up, hopefully. So, all right, everyone, go have a great Thursday, and we will see you next time. Bye. Thank you, Lesley.
Bye. Thanks, Nancy.